Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. I'm pretty excited about today's knife. This is a budget offering from Cold Steel. This is not a new release, but this is one that I bought twice. I sold it a long time ago just because I wasn't getting out in the woods at all, and so I didn't really have a function for it. But I like this knife so much that I bought it again. You can pick this knife up on Amazon right now for, I think, $32 prime shipping. Awesome value. If you don't want to watch the whole video and you're on the fence about this, go get it. I can definitely recommend this blade. Like I said, the one I had before this, I put it through a beating and it worked great. So let's talk about the blade. I'm going to be comparing this one with a more, I guess, just more expensive scandi ground folder. That's what's so cool about this one is it's a folder with a 0 ground scandi. So if you don't know what that means the edge goes from here all the way to the back. There's not a secondary bevel, and it comes pretty polished. You know, I don't know what grit they take it to, and it also out of box came super sharp. I've used it a lot, so I'm not sure how sharp it is right now, but let's talk about this knife. Okay, this is what I'm going to compare it to. Before this, there wasn't any, as far as I can remember, there's not a whole lot of budget modeled scandi ground folders. So before that one, I had this guy. This is the Enzo Burke 75. Now this one, it does have some more premium materials, but it comes in at a price tag of around $110 to $130. So that's not cheap whatsoever. $32 is a definite win, I think. Okay, we'll bring this one back in a second. Let's talk about the Finn Wolf. All right, first of all, let's get a quick weight, because that's something that that I noticed offhand. It's being that it has the Griv-Ex handles on it. It's pretty lightweight. Let's see how lightweight that is. 2.8 ounces. Let's check that again, because that 2.7 ounces. Now, let me make sure. I could have sworn that maybe, okay, let's try again. 2.7 ounces. Let's see. Let's try the Enzo Burke. 3 ounces. So there's not a whole lot of difference in weight, but as you can see, let me show you. The Enzo is a good bit smaller than the Finn Wolf. So that's how you're saving weight, because you do have stainless liners in this one. This one's just Griv-Ex. But the tried and true Triad lock is exceptional lock, very, very strong. You definitely won't have any issues with this one folding on you. The Burke comes with a liner lock. All right, let's see. The steel on this guy is AUS 8A. And for a budget steel, I'm perfectly fine, especially with the scandi ground. It is definitely held up very nicely. It bites into wood really nicely. The Enzo Burke I have up here, this one's in D2. And real quick, I'm just going to tell you my experience with my Enzo Burke. It could be with the heat treat, I don't know. And somebody let me know if y'all have this knife, y'all had the same issues. Just basic cutting task, basic carving. I was getting some severe chipping, micro chipping all along the edge. So I hated to do it, but I have a very, very slight micro bevel. I don't know if I can show you that on camera, but I had to do that because it wouldn't stop chipping. Now, after I put the micro bevel on there, it added some strength. It still bites into wood very well, but with the price tag, I would have hoped I didn't have to do that. I like to be able to sharpen it. I like to be able to sharpen it the scandi way, where you can just lay that bevel down on your stone, and it's very easy. When you got that micro bevel, you pretty much have to use this. You got to use that same angle every time. It's just a pain in the butt. So, as far as that goes, I've had the same performance out of this with this as this steel. Now, like I said, it could be a heat treat problem with this. I have no idea. Like I said, if you own this one, you have any of those issues, please let me know down in the comments. All right, and let's see. On the Finn Wolf, you have tip up up, tip down, tip up, left or right hand carry. So this knife is totally ambidextrous. You have thumb studs on both sides. They're equal size thumb studs, unlike, let's see, unlike on this Lawman where one of the thumb studs is smaller than the other. They actually gave you the same size on both sides. You have a cutout divot for easy access. Mine came super smooth. I do recall that my first one took a little while to break in because some of y'all that have the triad lock know that this can be a stiff lock at times. But as far as the carry methods on this, you only have right hand tip up carry only. And let's go while we're talking about the clips. Okay, you see that lift you got there and here. This clip works great in and out of pocket. This Griv-Ex material is not super grippy to where it's going to rip up your pants. It does ride a little high in the pocket. You have that much sticking out of the pocket. Not an issue for me. This is a knife that, I do EDC and I thoroughly enjoy doing my whittling and carving with this knife when I'm not using a fixed blade. So if we go to the pocket clip on the Burke, that huge, see how high it goes up? Now you can fit pretty much any kind of material. You want to stick it in some 1/4 inch. If you have 1/4 inch pockets, you can fit it there. The screws are nice and recessed in there, so you're not going to get caught on your screws. You'll definitely get there. This is a deep carry. Pretty much the knife's going to disappear. This micarta allows it to get in and out of the pocket really easily. But I will say that, hammer grip, great. Hammer grip, excellent. Reverse grip, that pocket clip right there, my fingers get on there. It's not terrible, but if you're doing some like hard cutting like that, I don't know what you'd be stabbing like that, but definitely feel it in these two fingers. It's a hot spot. Reverse grip is excellent with the Fenwolf. Very, very nice. That ramp right there, your thumb locks in right there, perfect. One of the grips that I use whenever I'm trying to remove material fast is a draw cut, where I do like this, and I'm pulling out like that, and I get, the clip in the way right there. It's not the most comfortable, but definitely can get there. But I will say in the draw cut, this knife way beats, this is one of the downfalls on the Fenwolf, where it's got this hook right there, trying to do, was it the draw cut? Yeah, draw cuts, how I hold my knife, that hook right there just eats into my hand. So I got to consciously try to get it up closer, and then I'm kind of, risking the chance of cutting myself. So this one, in the draw cut, it's not the most ergonomic. That right there kind of hurts. Like I said, in this grip, and this grip right here is the most comfortable here. The reverse is super comfortable, but that draw cut like this, that eats into your hand. This one is excellent here. Pretty good in the draw cut. Like I said, the clip kind of bothers me a little bit. Not terrible. And it's a lot more comfortable. You don't have any real sharp spots going through like this. So I'll say averaging all the grips with this one. This one, just your draw cuts, not the most comfortable with that hook. All right, let's see where we go next. Okay, we're going to go to the thumb studs. That's something that I don't know. As you can see on the Enzo, it was done perfect. It's out of the way of the cutting path right there. See, it's behind the plunge grind. When you go to sharpen this one, it's a lot easier to get the entire bevel, but being that I had to put a micro bevel on there, that doesn't really matter. But as you can see, that was executed perfect. And let's go here. Okay, now if you want to put this on your stones and do a true scandi, leave that scandi on there, you're gonna have to remove these thumb studs, which is not an issue. You can easily get those off. I took it off on my last one, and I used it as a pinch opening knife. But take that off, and along with, like I said, this one, your cutting will go straight down here. You won't lose any cutting. With this one, and you got around 3 inches of cutting blade on there. And with this one, if you leave the thumb studs on and it gets hung up, you have 3 inches as well on the other side of the thumb stud. You remove the thumb stud let's see, I think I have it written down. If you remove the thumb stud, you got 3.5 inches. So that takes a 1/2 of an inch away from you. If if you're cutting through thick cardboard or you want to sharpen. So I take it off and I put it on after I do a good sharpening. It's not hard once you break the Loctite of it. Let's talk about the action. Like I said, my first one out of box was a little stiff, but it definitely does break in. Anybody who owns a triad lock knife, a cold steel triad lock knife, knows this one. Now that it's broken in, I can flip it out. The deployment on the Enzo Burke is definitely smoother because you got this liner lock. But if it came to strength, I would definitely, if I had to baton with a folder, I did kindling with my last Finn Wolf, and it did just fine. Like I said, the handle scales, you got Griv-Ex here, which are just fine. I didn't have any problems with it sliding in my hands. You got that deep choil right there that keeps you from riding up on the blade. Nice grip here. Now I will give the Enzo leg up because I love micarta. It comes with a polished green linen micarta, but I don't like the slick. To me, it kind of ruins the purpose of micarta, which gives you extra tactility in your hands, especially when your hands are wet. So I scuffed this up to about 400 grit, and now I love it. Love that grip on there. Comfortable. So I'd have to give the Enzo the win for the handle materials. All right, let's see. What else? What else did I miss? Also, with the Burke, you have a flow-through construction, which I like, especially if you could be doing outdoor tasks. You might get, wood shavings and stuff in there. Easily blow it out or put a cotton ball through there or a Q-tip. Not so much with the Finn Wolf, but you could put a cotton ball in there, get that. Not a huge deal. Like I said, $32, $130. I'm going to let you make that decision. So you got about the same weight. You got, another big thing, being that these are, quote unquote, woods, bushcraft style folders. Let's see, can they strike a ferro rod? I know the answer to that already, but let's show you right here. Okay, I gotta scrape off the, what is it called? Let's see. Oh, this is not easy to do behind the camera. I'm using a crappy ferro rod, but as you can see, this little bitty ferro rod, it definitely does have a 90-degree spine. I'm trying to not burn my house down, but it does have a 90-degree spine. Not super sharp, but it will strike ferro rod. Even though I failed, I only got a little bit. Let's see. I know this one does. See, it's my ferro rod, but as you can see, this one has a 90-degree spine. Let me try this one more time. Okay, see, it's just the user error, but this one has a 90-degree spine. The Enzo has a little bit better of a 90-degree spine. Let me see if I touched on everything. Talked about thumb stud placement better on the Burke. Steel, like I said, I don't know if it's just mine or not, but the AUS 8A is holding up just as well when it comes to regular cutting tasks. I will say this thing is super fun to chop up boxes with, especially if it's not a super thick cardboard. This thing slices and dices cardboard. Definitely can be your EDC / wood knife. Or if you're not a woods guy, EDC, budget EDC blade, great blade. Let's see, what else if I touched on everything. Talked about the clips. You got a deep carry here. This one's not so deep carry. They both go in and out of the pocket well. I will say, and this is not probably an issue for majority of the people in the world, but me and my hands are all messed up. The edges on the lockback bar were kind of sharp. I took a ceramic rod and kind of just ran it over there, kind of knocked off those edges. It's just fine now. The push on this, to get it to get it to disengage is not that bad at all. I would say, well, it's hard to compare them to any of the other cold steels because I've had some of the same exact models. Some of them are harder than others, but this one on both of my models was fairly easy to push that lock bar back if you have weak fingers or weak thumbs. So let's kind of wrap this video up, or real quick, let's show a little, if I can do this behind the camera, a little bit of the capabilities of both of these. Get a nice chunk like that. Definitely the whole part of the blade, all of it, it's just, it puts a smile on my face. I love the carve, and this thing does an excellent job. I can get super thin curls if I want. I've already I don't really have any grooves on this wood, but I could do this all day, people. It just puts that smile on my face. If you're like me and you like to do any kind of wood carving or whittling, this is definitely a fun one. Now that I got the micro bevel on this D2 Burke 75, Enzo Burke 75, this sucker also, it bites into the wood a little better, and I can get a little bit finer shavings, but, you know, for 32 bucks, you know, I don't think that it's that much of a difference. And one reason why, if y'all notice, one of my main tests is testing it out on wood carving, because when you're carving on wood, for the most part, especially if it's a hardwood, you're going to be bearing down on that knife. And just now I was wondering, I knew I'd felt the hot spot. Whenever you're squeezing this knife, doing your cutting, and you're torquing on this knife, I am getting a hot spot from that raised clip in the back portion. If that's a huge issue, you can just take the pocket clip off. Especially if you're bringing it into the wood, you can put it on a belt sheath or something like that. All right, like I said, let's wrap it up. I gave y'all a little cut and demonstration. Both of them are excellent in that category. They go through paracord really easily. If y'all like this type of video, please let me know. And I'll probably mention this in my next video, but y'all let me know. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway for, if I'm terrible at drawing, if somebody's an artist out there and could draw me a new icon for my YouTube and just for my actual page itself. If that's something y'all would be interested in, and y'all are artistic or y'all have design background, if y'all would be interested in doing that for me and with the chance to win a knife, please let me know down in the comment section below. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and like I said, definitely recommend this knife. Great budget blade. I will be doing some testing footage on that one outside as soon as I get my buddy Copper Dice to come help me out. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and remember, guys, live every day as if it were your last. Peace.